All right, we're good to go. For those of you that don't know, this is Jim and April Starkey. And, well, I'll let you guys tell a little bit about yourselves. Jim, why don't you start? And I know how you love public speaking. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Well, you got to get good at it with what God's calling you to do. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about your family, and then just a brief kind of synopsis of your call and, well, your coming to faith. Where was it that you found Jesus for the first time?
Okay. So as you said, my name is Jim Starkey. This is my wife April, and we've been married for 13 years. And
I can hear you fine. Jim is not going to have anything to do with technology when he's in Haiti, just for the record, so he should be okay. You just hand him yours for a second. We can share one.
all right.
Here, I can.
All right. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. So as Dan said, my name is Jim Starkey. For those of you who don't know me, and this is my wife April, and we've been married since 2005 for 13 years.
Oh, that's going to cost him.
And we've actually been together since 2000. So that's been such a blessing to have known her for such a long time. We've been attending community here for about 9 years, and we have 3 boys. And you want to talk about the 3 boys? All right. Isaac on the rear there is the oldest, Micaiah, and then Zeke. What?
Oh, I was just saying they're 8. Oh, sorry. Isaac's 8, Kaya is 5, and Zeke will be 2 on the last day of the year.
And as far as kind of my, I guess you could say, coming to know Jesus, I've grown up in the church. I've been attending church all my life, but I don't think I was really saved until I was a teenager. And even after that, I don't know, my walk with God really was more of a kind of when I needed God. And it wasn't really until that first mission trip I took to Haiti after that I really decided to let God lead. You know, I have a problem with saying, you know, God's with me, but I don't say, God, lead me. And so I would say I really started to make him Lord of my life when it was right after that first missions trip. And I said, all right, God, what do you want me to do for you, for your kingdom? So.
For me, I've been a PK my whole life pretty much, pastor's kid, if you don't know what that is. So I grew up in the church. I think every time the doors were open, I was there. I came to know Christ when I was 7 years old. But at that age, I don't think I fully grasped it. And so as a teenager, I rededicated my life and even got rebaptized because of really coming into my faith and understanding exactly what he did and wanting that deeper relationship with him. And then as we got married, it just kept growing. We went through a whole bunch of years of infertility and loss. And so through those years, what the devil meant to destroy us, God really used to grow me more than ever before. And that's when I could see him being so close to me and making my faith more alive than ever. And I think that's when he really grew me into the person that he was creating me to be and having those sweet, intimate moments with him. And so that's how it kind of kept going with me.
So prior to this whole process of God calling you in the way that he has, what was your exposure to missions up to that point? What was your experience with missions at that point? Did you ever picture yourself becoming missionaries?
As far as missions is concerned, it was always someone better than me could do it. You know, it was always the more spiritual person, and it was definitely a foreign concept to me. You know, 2-3 years ago, if you said I was called to be a missionary, I definitely would have laughed at you and said, no, it takes someone far better than me to do something like that.
Missions growing up, our denomination we were a part of did more home missions, so it was more focused on creating churches across America, starting new churches, that kind of stuff. So we did like some home mission trips growing up, but we never did anything international. So that was very new for us when Greg Benson came in, and that was our first exposure to international missions. I always had a heart for missions, but I never wanted to go into missions. It never was my thing. So like he said, 3 years ago, if someone had said that, we would have been like laughing in the face, like that's the last thing we would do.
I think that's a lot of missionaries that I've talked to, that's a common thread there, that they always thought it was for somebody else and not for them. It's a lot easier to write checks than it is to actually uproot your family and go. So talk us through the process then of how God used that initial missions trip to call you. what was your wife's reaction when you, because she didn't go on that first trip, it was just you. Oh, she did go, that's right. But what was her reaction when you began to reveal, yes, when you began to reveal what God was laying on your heart?
So it was 2016 that the church went down with SIF to Haiti. And, my initial thought, even wanting to go on that trip, was just kind of like a check the Christian box, if you will. Go do some good, see people get saved, go God, that kind of a thing. And I really didn't expect it to affect me like it did. And so after we got back from that missions trip, I knew within the week after we got back that I was called to be a missionary to Haiti. And it was definitely met with some resistance, I would say, at first by April. And
what was it on that trip, though, that sparked that? What?
Honestly, I can't even put a finger on what it was, because even during that trip, I thought, okay, we did some good, and that was that. And it was like the day after we got back, I'm not an emotional person, and I cried that whole day after we got back, and I cried for about 3 days straight after that, and I couldn't figure it out. And so when I say I finally turned to God to figure out why I was feeling this way, that was really my, all right, God, I'm going to make you the lead of my life, and show me what you want me to do with this. Why am I feeling these feelings that I frankly wasn't prepared for? And so after praying about it for definitely a couple weeks, and like I said, I knew God had called me to be a missionary. My focus then was drawing closer to God, reading my Bible, not just at the Sunday morning service, but actually reading throughout the week and really drawing closer to God. And he just kept reaffirming over and over again, yes, I want you to be a missionary in Haiti. And then that's when, I was talking to April about it that whole summer, and it was just always kind of met with, oh, that's great, we'll talk about it later kind of a thing. Let's not talk about that right now kind of a thing. And
So she figured it would pass.
Yeah,
eventually.
exactly. Yeah, she was like, okay, we can do missions trips, that kind of a thing. And so, one of the things I really started praying for then is my wife to be called, because I truly believe that my family was called to Haiti, not just me.
So tell us a little bit about where you were at and what changed for you. What was the process of change for you?
Okay. So when all this was happening, when Jim says he doesn't cry, he does not cry. And so to see this crazy change happening in my husband was unreal. But I assumed it was the mission trip high, which I know you were even kind of talking with him about at first, like, hey, really seek God about this, because this could just be a mission trip high. And so I was kind of waiting to see when it was going to wear off. And it didn't. And then throughout the months, I just kept seeing this astonishing growth in him. And he would call me from work and tell me about the sermons he was listening to at work, or the scripture God was using during break time to help him, and all this kind of stuff. And it was insane. And so he kept bringing Haiti up, and I kept kind of trying to change the subject to just what God was doing in his life, but not so much about Haiti. Or I would, I even got to the point where I was like, yeah, we could even go like 2 or 3 times a year. I'm really cool with that, because then the kids don't have to come, that kind of a thing. And then I noticed throughout the rest of the year, he kind of dropped it. And I was like, oh, I think the high's kind of wearing off. So now he kind of, we're just going to do the regular missions trip thing. Not, I don't have to worry about moving my family there. And that was also while we were in the process of adopting Zeke. So my mind was really set on that. And so fast forward to January the next year, that's when God really started working in me. And I even remember thinking, I know what you're doing, God. I know what you're doing. Like, don't do it, please, because I could tell what he was doing in me. And I go to this adoption retreat in February with my sister in Georgia, like I've shared with some of you before, and I knew what to expect about growing in Christ and helping our kiddos from hard places and just all that different stuff. And yet every session I was in, God spoke to my heart about Haiti. And it was a really emotional retreat for me, because I knew what he was doing. And so afterwards, I knew I had to surrender it to him. And as a lot of you know our story, we've lost 7 little ones. And so I've had a hard time dealing with fear and worries during the years, and being overprotective of the 3 that we now have been blessed with. And so I knew I had to get to that point where I had to surrender it to God. And I just flat out told him, because I'm just real with him, because he knows it anyways. And I'm just like, God, I don't want to move to Haiti. It's the last thing on earth I want to do. I don't want to take my boys to this 3rd world country. I'm so close with my family. I don't want to move away from them. All those fears that go over here. I was like, but God, if you want us to go, I will go, but you got to change me. And so I gave it to him. I gave all those fears and worries to him. And throughout the next month or so, it was so cool to see how he worked in my heart. And it was just, I think, a week or two before Jim went down the second time. And God just whispered to my heart, Haiti is home. And he just took all those fears and he replaced them with joy and peace and excitement. And now there's nothing that could stop me from going because I know 100% sure that God's wanting us to go.
Well, if you've, I know you've seen pictures of Haiti, and for many of you, you've gone on one of the trips we've taken. For you to come to that point where in your mind you're saying Haiti is home, that is a work of God. There is absolutely no doubt about that. What was your family's reaction, both of you? Because you have very different kind of family backgrounds. And
my family's reaction was, I guess you could say, trepidation. My dad's a big worrier, so when we first told him that we were moving to Haiti, I think he researched all the negative things about Haiti, which, to be honest, the list is fairly long in that aspect. You know, it is a third world country. My mom, she lived in Mexico City for much of her, I guess, say early life, so she was kind of excited, you know, for us to have this experience, and now, you know, my dad and my mom are both excited for us to go down. I think my brothers, I have two brothers, and one I think could care less, and the other, he's pretty excited for us to have this experience as well. So I think now everyone's kind of like, wow, this is a real thing. I think at first people thought, you know, we know he likes Haiti, but is this real? And I think now they all understand that, yes, it's real. We are going, that kind of a thing.
So you've seen God do a huge work in your parents as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't till probably about 6 months-ish after I told my dad especially that I think it was really like the light switch clicked on. It turned from like fear of us going down, you know, the grandbabies, right? It's all about the grandbabies. You know, what are they going to do? And I think it was this awesome moment where he was like, oh, wow, you know, this is really an awesome thing that we're able to be able to do. So.
For my parents, it was... like they have, you know, at the church my dad's a pastor at, they have missionaries. They're so supportive of missionaries. But then like what my mom said is, but then when it comes to your grandbabies.
All about the grandbabies. Remember that. They don't care about us. It's all about the grandbabies.
True. Everything you know about God and missionaries and what he calls and how excited you get about other people's lives when it's your own daughter and it's your own grandbabies, it's different. So as excited as they were for us and still are, they still struggle with knowing they're only going to get to see us maybe once or twice a year at best. And so that's a hard part for them. But they've been so encouraging and so supportive, even though I know they're in their struggle of just not getting to see us as much. And then I have one sister, and she's just been awesome through this. And she told me, she goes, April, she goes, of course, I'm going to miss you with all my heart. We're really close. And she said, but you know what? I have all of eternity with you. And she's like, so if this is what, I don't want to cry. So she's like, if this is what God's called you to do, then you got to do it. So, yep.
I forgot tissues. I didn't think that far. There's some over here just in case. I was so concerned with just the product placement of our nice community Bible mugs that I forgot the tissues. So we've gone down twice now as a church, and both times we've gone through Greg Benson and gone through SIF, and you're serving with a different organization. Tell us a little bit about the organization, and if you can kind of sum up what their vision is for Haiti.
Okay. So the organization we're going down with is called RMI, or Reciprocal Ministries International. And what they do is their focus is connecting American churches and Haitian churches and making them sister churches. And what that allows is relationships to be grown, you know, as the body of Christ. You know, we're not to be independent, but interdependent. And it also focuses on the long-term the long-term, I guess you could say, success of the church in Haiti. So that when the American team is not there, they've poured in time, money, resources so that Haitian church can go out to their own village and minister to the place where they live. It's not just, you know, what we call the white savior complex of us coming down and doing everything, but allows that Haitian church to grow in Christ and then lead, you know, the people that they live with to Christ as well.
And the cool thing is when they come down, then when they come down after that each time, whether it's 1 or 2 times a year, they go back to that same village and that same church, so they continue to build the relationships with those same people and help them grow, and they help each other. And then through that training and discipleship that they give to them, once they leave, like you said, that church and that village is more equipped to then go out to their village and help their community, and Haitians helping Haitians. And that way we don't just have a whole bunch of baby Christians, but those villages, those communities come around each other to grow each other up.
Tell us a little bit, the last time we had you talk, your roles weren't necessarily defined real well. What are your roles going to be for each of you as you serve?
All right. Well, my main role is when teams visit, or when people come visit their sister churches, I'll be taking that team out to go visit. And what that kind of entails is language barriers. I can speak a little Creole, and I'll be learning more. But it's all about me helping build a relationship between the churches. So I call myself a relationship facilitator because it sounds really cool. But when teams go visit their sister church, they, along with work projects and stuff like that, they also do trainings, deacon training, pastor training. They do ladies' tea and stuff like that. And my job is just to help make these things run smoothly and to get teams there and back, comfortably. I'm going to say comfortably, but to provide that, I guess, American support. And another thing I'll be doing is RMI has what they call the depot, and they have a fleet of vehicles that constantly need care. Yeah, that's the depot right there. That they have vehicles that constantly need cared for. Haiti is really rough on roads. And so I'll be working with about 15 other Haitians and, helping maintain these vehicles and any other kind of repair work that might be done. And with my welding background, as you can see, I'll be helping with that as well.
Oh yeah, and Luke, we forgot to see if you could go show the ministry office one, if you don't mind pulling that one up. So that's where the ministry office is, and that'll be about a minute-ish walker ATV ride from our house and from the kids' missionary school. And so when he's not out with teams, the depot is right beside that, or when I'm not out with the Hope for Kids program, that's where our kind of office is, where we do stuff. And if you could maybe show the next couple after those. So what's really neat is every morning we get together and we do some Haitian hymns. They're sung in Creole. And we then have devotion time and worship. And then this picture is really cool because it shows, I can't remember how many times a year, but I know at least once, if not twice, they have all the pastors and the leaders from the schools and churches come in that are through RMI, and they do trainings with them to help better equip them for what they're doing out in the field. So if you want to maybe show the next couple pictures of the schools and stuff as I share my role, Luke, that would be awesome. Thank you. So what they were sharing with me that they could really use my help with is the Hope for Kids program. If you don't know, school in Haiti is not free. It's private, so you have to pay to go. Most of them can't afford to go, so they usually have to rely on sponsorships. So we have this awesome program called Hope for Kids. The RMI already has so many people over this program, but it's a vast program where they kind of need someone to help organize all of what's going on. And so there's over 100 schools, thousands of kids that we get sponsored. They get uniforms. We work on getting them all hot lunches because a lot of times that's the only meal they have every day. Their school supplies, and also covers if they have a medical need. And so this is obviously a huge program that needs a lot of help. So there would be days that I would be doing more logistical work at our ministry office, and then there'll be days that I'm out on the field helping the Hope for Kids team doing all that they have to do at each of these schools.
Okay. Are there a couple more pictures maybe you just want to go through as we...
Yeah, so these are just showing a couple of the schools that we got to visit. This one especially is dear to my heart. Orphan care in Haiti, orphan general, the crisis is pretty rough in Haiti. And one of the ways that it really helps is that this school, it's called Maranatha, and it's a school for restivics. Now, you wouldn't ever say that to the child. A restivic is a child that is an orphan either because their parents are no longer alive or their parents can't take care of them. So they send them away to either someone they know or don't know to take care of them. And so think of it as a modern day Cinderella story where they get the brunt of everything. if kids get to go to school, it's probably going to be those families' kids first before that kid. They get the worst of the chores. They get, it's just a rough life for them. So we got to hear the story of the director and his wife. He was a Restivik kid, and how God, I think through $1 US dollar, started this school, and it's beautiful and amazing now. And every single kid there is, and of course we wouldn't say this to them because it's a negative term, but it's to help you understand who they are. They are Restivik kids, and so they get a chance to go to school and have hope of a future through this. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and actually, if you have a chance to look up Restivik and what that entails and what that is, it's incredible that this is. I guess a lot of what still goes on in Haiti is incredible, but it's incredible that this, because in many cases it's slavery. I mean, that's what it amounts to. Let's talk about your boys. What are some of the? How do you see life being different for those 3 little guys?
So, obviously there's a lot of differences that we can think of right away. We're super close with both sides of his family with the boys, and so they're not going to get to see the family as much, but also organized sports. But our boys love soccer, and even though it's not organized over there, people are always playing soccer. So we're hoping that we can get involved in some of the times that the kids are playing and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of differences, but also with all that they have to sacrifice and all they have to give up, I believe there's going to be so much for them to gain. The organization was telling us that where we live, it's kind of like moving back to 1950s in America. So it's going to be so much more simpler for our boys, less pressure, just being kids running around our village, which it'll take me a while to get used to knowing where they're at and making sure they're safe and all that kind of thing. But that right there is the Missionary Kids School, if you guys can see it. And it's just like a minute ATV drive from our house to the ministry office. And so they'll be going there with the other kids. So that will be a change. So if you can pray for them, because we homeschool right now. They have American teachers come into this, and they raise support just like us to teach the kids. And so this will be a change for the boys to actually be in a school setting every day. But as you can tell, it's a smaller school setting, so it's kind of like a big homeschool co-op. So we're trying to prepare them this year and getting ready for that kind of setting. And we're hoping it will go really well with them. What other things that you can think of?
Well, I think one of the blessings we'll be able to have is that I can take the boys with me when we go out and visit sister churches. And, one of the awesome things is they will essentially grow up learning a different culture. And I think that's awesome. I mean, I never got that chance growing up as well. And just seeing how God uses people in a different country, in a different culture. And, we'll definitely we'll see some things that we don't see around here that we'll definitely have to explain. I know spiritual warfare is huge in Haiti, just like everywhere else, but it's much more overt down there. And, it'll give us a chance to, like I said, give them kind of a different point of view, but also to see, again, how, even though there's 2 different cultures, American and Haitian, working together for bringing God glory. I mean, working for his kingdom ultimately. And that is definitely something I'm excited about because, I can't really take them to work now welding. It'd be fun, I think, but, that's just something I'm not able to do right now. And I think that's definitely something I look forward to.
Another thing I was thinking of really quick is where we're going to live is more rural. It's more in the country. And so now we have the privilege, whatever you want to call it, of going and getting a pizza if we want it, or going to the movies, or, entertainment stuff. We're there. We don't have any of that. And so, but the beauty of it is we have a ton of God's creation where we live. It's gorgeous. And so when we're not out with teams or doing things, especially like on the weekends or something, we can go and explore and hike and, do stuff like that in God's creation with our family. So I think that will be nice for them.
Do you think, with all the cultural differences in Haiti from here, do you think it will affect your parenting? Are there changes, do you think, that will have to take place? Is there different ways of parenting in Haiti as opposed to here?
I would definitely guess so. Obviously, I haven't lived in Haiti yet, so. But, one of the nice things is we have people that we can kind of ask, missionaries, friends of missionaries, people who have been missionaries in Haiti about that. It's always going to be a learning experience for us. Parenting is always, right? I can definitely anticipate changes, but I think that's kind of one of those things that when we get down there, we'll kind of see how that goes.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it will be the same. What we've been parenting them, we know their personalities and how God, has designed their little minds and doing a lot of what we do up here. But like he said, there's a lot of unknowns that we won't know exactly until we get down there that I'm guessing will change. Specifically, I think of whether times that it is safety concerns because they will have to deal with some things that we wouldn't have to worry about up here, to things like people just coming up to them and asking for things, that they wouldn't have to worry about here. So we'll have to lead and guide them, I think, more with how to respond to certain situations or how to, do or not do something. So that could, I think, definitely change.
Yeah. There seems to be more of a it takes a village approach, too, in Haiti, more so than there is here. And so there may be some areas where you have to let go, because I know how I feel when someone comes and corrects my child, or there definitely, I think, are going to be some adjustments in that area.
Well, I tease Jim because I call him a car seat Nazi because he's very, very, wants our car seats as tight and safe and secure and them in them way past the age of whatever. And we're going to be going to where they ride 3 boys on the back of my ATV where we go. So it's kind of funny that will be the change.
Do they have car seats in Haiti? I don't even think they have car seats in Haiti.
We'll bring ours.
We'll bring for when we're on when we're on long distances, we'll use an RMI vehicle and we'll use them. But in our village, it's just going to be them hopping on the back of my ATV.
It's going to be a little different, definitely. For the congregation, what is one thing you hope the boys take from this? What is one thing that the congregation can be praying specifically for your 3 boys? Or 2 things. I mean, you don't have to limit to one necessarily.
I think as a mama, it's probably what I'm going to say is a lot what you guys are all feeling too. Is I'm hoping that through our time in Haiti, Jesus is so real to them, and the way that they see him and the way we're serving and everything that happens there on a daily basis. I'm hoping it just helps it become so real to them, to where they're not taken away by the pressures of the world and the influence of the world, but they stand firm in him and they are so sure in their identity in him and what he's calling them to do and just to be mighty warriors. So I'm really hoping that just having that exposure will really make them see that there's more than just America, because I think of kids in America, it's really hard for us to get our kids out of that grasp, but there's more to the world than us, so I'm really hoping it helps them with that.
And to reiterate that, the different culture, you can read about things on the news, you read about things, watch the news, but to experience a different culture, I'm excited for my boys to see how God uses poverty to bring him glory. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but God will use anything he can if we allow him to bring him glory. And that's like the biggest thing I want my boys to take away, is to see God at work in the big things and the small things, let's call it the rich things, the poor things, that they can take that and say, wow, God is in everything. That's definitely and I know there'll be some hard times. I know there'll be some things that we have to talk about that they will experience it and they won't quite understand it. Young minds can't really wrap some of the things that go on. But I kind of look at that as an opportunity to show how God will work in whatever they might face. And that's really my biggest prayer, I guess you could say, is that I can step up to that challenge of raising them to show them God's glory and them to also see that and experience that.
Yeah, we certainly be praying for them during the transition too. You talk a little bit about the poverty and the one thing about Haiti is there's so much pain and there's so much hopelessness. And what are some ways that you think you can kind of combat that, keep that from being overwhelming?
Well, that's obviously one of our biggest overtly something we could see moving to Haiti. And we've been really blessed with some of the missionaries that are already down with RMI. We were able to talk with this kind of stuff about, how do we handle certain situations. We're able to lean on people that have been missionaries. Timothy Banks have been an awesome resource for us. We can prepare as much as we want to here, and we definitely are. But I think, it's going to be purely guidance by the Holy Spirit once we get down there. People can tell us things, and it's just kind of like child raising. You take all the advice you can in the world, and then you apply it to whatever situation you're in. And I think that's one main thing I've heard is you have to be reliant totally on the Holy Spirit on how to deal with things as they come. And like I said, we can read about it, we can try to prepare, but that's one of the main ways that I think we're going to really prep for that kind of a situation.
And I think practically speaking too, it's really cool. RMI has a counselor that he's a pastor and a Christian counselor that is specific for missionaries. And so we have 2 meetings with him twice a year, once through like a Skype situation, and then once he actually comes down and meets with all of us. And then he's also available any time of the year if we need him. We've already had to have a video chat with him before we got started with everything. And it's just to be there in case you're going through loneliness or there's situations between people down there or whatever this case is. They find that having that outlet for missionaries to get that help is really good. So we're thankful that we have that. And I think the big thing we were talking about is since we won't know exactly what situation it is, how to prepare for it until it happens, is I think that the key for that is for us, it's going to be just being fully dependent on God every single day in His Word, spending time with Him, so depend on Him where when those situations arrive, Lord willing, we're so close to Him that He will just bring those scriptures to mind or just speak to our hearts. We're so aware of what the Holy Spirit's doing that it will help us through those times. So it's going to make us have to constantly be on our game with making sure our relationship is close with God.
Yeah, having a counselor though, that's a great resource too. Just someone you can talk to process through some of it. Let's talk for a second now on the part that nobody likes to talk about. You are fully supported by others before you go over. You have to raise 100% of your support, and I know that has not been comfortable for you guys. You've had to learn some things. Tell us a little bit about where you're at with your fundraising, and then for people that do want to know a little bit more, where do they go to get pointed in the right direction?
So right now we're at 31% raised for our monthly support, and we're at 63% raised for our one-time support. And so that 63 one-time support is just us getting down to Haiti. But what we want to focus on now is just building up our monthly support team, because that allows us to, once we're in Haiti, stay in Haiti. And so actually, don't be surprised if I haven't talked to any of you guys already to get together. I'll definitely be asking, answer questions with people, getting together one-on-one. I'll let you buy me a cup of coffee, and I'll answer any questions or talk about Haiti as long as you want.
He already has the missionary thing down. If you go out with him, you buy the coffee. That's
you like how I slipped that in there.
That's
but that's our main focus right now is building up our monthly support team so that once we're in Haiti, we can stay in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
And the process has been where, like in the beginning when we started this, we had no clue what we were doing. We'd never done this before in our life. And so it's been about 1 year now we've been at this. And it was, the first 6 months were kind of crazy because, again, we had no clue what we were doing. And it was really cool because our organization has been so supportive, and they sent us to this training a couple months ago in Washington that really helped us grasp the biblical basis behind what we're doing and how God is at work in this part of the journey. Because I think when we both started this, we're thinking this is just the stage that everyone's dreads, and we're just going to do it, get the support raised, and move to Haiti, and that's when the work starts. That's when the mission starts. And then this past year, God has completely changed our hearts and showed us through that training, but then also just through our own time of figuring this out, that this process is not about that at all. It's not even about us. It's about so much more. And so He's really helped us grasp that it doesn't start when we're in Haiti. It's starting now. And so it's been really cool to see the crazy stuff that God has done in us this past year, that not all times has it been fun, but I know it's worthwhile, and it's grown us in ways that is incredible. And now we're seeing it, and we're actually having joy about what we're doing, because we see that it's not just about money, and it's not just about us getting down there, but it's about God already, it's not even about the funds. God has the funds set aside. When He wants us down there, He's going to give us all those funds. So He's in it right now, helping us get to where we need to be for what He's going to use us for over there. And then also the people that He's bringing on our team, He's working in their lives, and He's going to use this to change their lives. And so this has been a big, awesome change in our hearts the past several months as God has been doing that. So now we're starting to see things starting to roll, because we actually feel like we kind of know what we're doing now from that training, and it's just been really cool. So we're excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. Well, you're in a place of utter dependence. I mean, that's right where God wants you. You guys have a website that people can go to if they want more information or sign up for a newsletter, those kind of things?
All right, our website is tohaitiwego.com. Now that we have that awesome missions board that my wife set up.
And Allie Gottfried, wherever she
And
is.
Allie Gottfried, yes. All our information's back there. After this service today, I'll be standing back there looking pretty, so if anybody wants to come talk to me, you're more than welcome to, but we'll always either have a newsletter, prayer card, business card, and you can get a hold of me any which way you can. So.
And as we've started to meet with some of you, and it's going to take us a while to get through everybody. So if you haven't been met with, don't worry. We love you. We just haven't gotten to you yet. But we've had quite a few of you share, we just weren't for sure when to start or how to start, that kind of a thing. So if you have any of those questions, please let us know. But the short answer is we can't count anything until it actually starts on our Minds website. And that's when it officially goes on our percentage. And there's on the website, you can actually pick your start date, but it just officially gets plugged in for them to count it towards our thing. But if you're one of those people and you don't like doing website stuff, we have forms back there that are paper forms, and you can fill out and mail in or just give to us, and then we can take care of it for you. If you want us to walk you through it, it's okay. We want to make it easy for you guys because we hear from a lot of you want to support us, but you just weren't for sure how or when and all that kind of stuff. So just let us know, and we would love to help you through it.
Okay. We want to pray for you guys before we wrap things up. Why don't you guys thank Jim and April for sharing with us this morning? Why don't you guys come on down here a minute? All right. Give me one of these. I'm going to ask Tim, why don't you come up? Steve, I don't know if James is down here still. James, come on up. Somewhere. There's James. Cassie, come on up too. Josh, you come up too. You lived in Haiti. Hannah, come on up. I know you like being in front of people. Josh and Hannah have the unique perspective, certainly, of having lived a portion of their life in Haiti, and so they know a lot of what is coming in the days ahead. But I'm going to ask you to stand with us, and Matt, you can go ahead and prepare to close the service. And Tim, I'm going to ask you if you would just say a prayer for Jim and April.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity, Lord, that you supply to us. Lord, I thank you for Jim and April and what they're about to do. And Lord, we thank you for your calling. And Lord, we know that there's so many in need just everywhere, Lord. And, I just want protection over them, for their boys, Lord. It is just a great experience to have, to see how the other 99% live, Lord. And it's good to be able to be in your will, Lord. So we just pray for Jim and April as they go through all this. I know it's very tough to be, they're in a point of their lives, they're leading two lives, Lord, that they still have to get along with their lives here and continue on, but also to prepare for their new life in Haiti, Lord. So give them strength, because we know that they need to lean on you, and we just thank you for the opportunity as a church to come behind them and support them, not only financially, but also in prayer, Lord. The most important thing, just be with us, and thank you for this. In your name, amen.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sing with us. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his Spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect perfect submission, perfect delight, visions of rapture now burst on my side. Angels descending, ring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I in my Savior am happy and blessed, watching and waiting